Chilling CCTV shows the moment a Brit OAP was fatally gunned down as he rode his scooter in Thailand before the killer turned himself in to cops. Retired engineer Neil Roger, 70, had been drinking with friends before traveling home on his moped when he was blasted 4 times in the back in Pattaya on Thursday evening. Locals heard the gunshots and found Neil, from Doncaster, in a pool of blood shortly before 10:30 p.m. with 4 bullet shells found on the road nearby. Surveillance cameras captured a car following Neil and speeding ahead before stopping in front of him. A man then emerges carrying a handgun which he fired 3 times at point-blank range as Neil passed by. The gunman then returns to his vehicle before driving away. Neil's younger partner Thitipan Kamlas, 38, arrived at the scene where she collapsed in tears next to her lover's dead body. Police and paramedics performed CPR but Neil was pronounced dead on the road after suffering severe blood loss. Cops suspected Neil had been the victim of a bitter fallout over a love triangle amid fears the gunman was a hired gangland assassin. But property developer Apicha Bunsawat, 32, has now confessed to police and revealed it was a simple road rage row. Police Colonel Saraki Inam, head of Yai Police, told The Sun that at 10 a.m. local time on Saturday Bunsawat walked into his local police station to hand himself in. The officer said the suspect told police that he drove his car cross-cutting Mr. Roger's scooter around 2 kilometers away from the crime scene. Mr. Roger sounded his horn to him loudly and chased him for a while, then the Briton hit his car with his fist. After that they separated. However, once the suspect saw him again some minutes later on the way back home he lost his mind, shooting the victim and running away. The suspect told police that now he feels guilty and wants to make a sincere apology to the family of Mr. Roger. He insisted that he had no intention to kill and he is willing to contribute a compensation to the family who lost their loved one. Police had already identified Bunsawat as the culprit before he handed himself in. Officers had seized Thitipan's phone and interviewed her as they probed, the theory being that Neil was involved in a love triangle in the notorious holiday destination, known for its crime and adult nightlife. Police said that Neil had been hit 4 times in the back with 3 9mm bullet shells and 1 piece of shrapnel. He had 2 gunshot wounds on his back, one above his waist and another under his armpit. He had crashed onto the ground and was lying on his back next to his red Honda Scoopy when the police arrived at the scene. He had also been wearing a helmet, which was removed while medics checked his body. Neil's glasses were also found on the road next to his body, around 2 miles from his home. Police Colonel Shakrapan Kittasiripornkal, deputy commander of Chonburi Police, said that Neil's partner Thitipan arrived at the scene shortly after the accident. Thitipan, who had been with Neil for 4 years, collapsed to the ground and was crying next to her lover's dead body. She told police they lived together but their marriage had never been registered. The widow told police that Neil was a retired engineer from England who had been visiting his sick sister at Christmas before returning to Pattaya on Wednesday, January 4. On the day of his death, Neil went out drinking with friends at 4 p.m. while she was taking care of the house, according to reports.